Absolutely. I know the fight that the matchup me and you have talked, just when we hang out and stuff at length. The matchup that we want to see really is Bud Crawford versus Philadelphia's very own, Jaron Ennis.
Right.
How do you see the that style matchup, Crawford and Ennis?
Well, I keep seeing people, even the great Tim Bradley, who telling me, like, what's wrong with you, man? Don't you know there's levels to this? Don't you know this kid who hasn't essentially fought anybody, hasn't fought any world champions, hasn't fought any guys in the top 5? He can't go from here to here. You can't do that. And let me close this window
now. Go ahead. Wait, Tim said that?
Yeah, basically he did.
That's interesting because when I had him on here last year, he said something a little bit different, but continue.
So, yeah, but I mean, just that he's got next and that he's a spectacular fighter, Jaron Ennis, but that, Crawford right now would eat him up. And a lot of people I respect in boxing tell me that, that really know the sport. And I'm not saying that may not be the case, right? But, I mean, Charlo's tied up with Canelo right now. I mean, It's going to be tough to even get that back down to 154 after putting on 14 pounds of muscle. And we don't know what's going to come of that fight. Say Charlo wins.
Yeah.
Why would he, a Crawford fight is big and all, but going 14 pounds back down in muscle when maybe you've had a great performance at 168, why would you maybe go back down? And if you do, it'll compromise you taking 14 pounds of muscle back down. And if you lose in, brutal fashion, then you're going to probably want to take a year off.
That's almost kind of like a Kell Brook, Golovkin, with Spence situation. When Brook was at 116, came down to 47. It's similar.
You're right. Like, everybody wanted to see Spence and Brook, but Brook went and got that money and went up 2 weight classes against Triple G, and we know what happened. And you're right. And then the fight still wound up happening, and and it was a good fight and all, but yeah, coming off the Golovkin beating. But if Charlo gets gets a beat down by Canelo, then that fight loses a lot of luster. And now he's not undisputed, by the way, anymore, as we know now. Tim Tszyu going to get elevated to WBO champion the night of the fight. So it's not even undisputed versus undisputed anymore. I get it if you're Crawford. I mean, especially if he wins. But I get it if you're Crawford. He's the accomplished guy. He's the man at 54. That's the next legacy-defining achievement, is you becoming unified champion at 54. But for everyone who keeps saying Ennis is to this, to that, name me more competitive matchups at welterweight. like who else do you? Virgil Ortiz, his body is having a lot of problems right now, and his days at 147 are done.
He's out the picture.
Right, he's out the picture. What do you want to see? Keith Thurman, who fought
Stanionis,
who is tailor-made for Crawford. Sometimes you got to put away the resume stuff and the experience stuff and use your boxing eyes to look at the eye test and see that this is the only kid in this division that could equal the hand speed, the punching power, the
athleticism,
the creativity on offense.
He's young.
He's young. He's heavy-handed and has snap. He's not just like Errol Spence, who's heavy-handed and doesn't have that quick snap at the end of his shot. He has that. He's a snappy puncher and a heavy-handed guy and a big welterweight. I just think it's one of the best fights in boxing. I'll stand on that. It's up there with Bivol Beterbiev. It's up there with Haney and Tio, with Tank and Shakur. It's Fury and Usyk. I think Crawford and Boots is right there. And like, it's not quite the same. I'm sorry, BT. I know you're about to get in.
No, go get your stuff off.
It's not quite the same thing as what Spence and his fans were doing to Crawford with he hasn't fought anybody. Well, now he has to get a belt. And because Crawford was already so accomplished, already the undisputed champion in the division below and all that. But they're kind of already doing to Boots what Spence's people were doing to Crawford. He hasn't fought anybody, you haven't done anything, all of this. It's what Keith Thurman did to Errol Spence. And then, and the cycle just continues, and that's why, my favorite fighter of all time, Bernard Hopkins, he was that rare dude that would say, I'll fight Jermaine Taylor.
Yeah.
I'm 40, he's 26. He hasn't even done anything. He's fought, William Joppy, past his prime, but I'm going to fight him on pay-per-view.
And whoop him.
And you know, it didn't go Bernard's way in the end, even though most of us think he at least got a draw. You know, Dwayne Ford, 12th round, but you know, but anyways,
yeah, nah. The thing is too with Crawford and Ennis is like I said it way before the Spence fight happened, but I always felt like that was the number 1 versus number 2 in the welterweight division. I felt like Spence with the slippage you mentioned, Spence was still, you know, better than everyone else, but like he wasn't, you know, I don't think a guy you could say is the. I thought Boots had progressed enough to why my boxing guys told me Jaron Ennis had surpassed Errol Spence, you know, in the ring, even though he hasn't fought maybe the caliber opposition. But so I want to see what Crawford does with a guy who's as young and as athletic as a Boots Ennis, because I feel like what Boots brings to the table that would actually kind of test Crawford's boxing IQ more so than even Errol Spence, because Earl's very mechanical and you know, sometimes he throws that jab very repetitively, and a guy like Crawford, you know, will pick up on that easily and counterpunch him.
I mean, and he can hold his own in the exchanges with Crawford because he's as creative and as dynamic as he is in terms of he's got every shot with both hands out of both stances. You know, he could throw the uppercuts with both hands, the hooks with both hands. He's got a great jab out of both stances. Man, I'm trying to. My bad. I should have let you finish. I had another one I had to say, but man, that fight would just be like that'd be like James Toney, Mike McCallum.
Okay.
So just two guys countering each other's counters, doubling up their jabs. They both have great jabs, leading with their jabs. And if Charlo's taken for the next year, say he has to take a year off after Canelo, if the fight goes rough for him, or if he's not going to come back down to 54, then someone give me a better fight. I know some people would say Tim Tszyu at 154 or something like that, but no, man, Jaron Ennis and Crawford would be like James Toney, Mike McCallum. It would that would be what people were hoping Crawford and Spence was going to be. That would be much more like Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns than Crawford and Spence was, I think.
Okay,
but
well,
by the way, I still favor Crawford. You got to favor Crawford because Ennis still gets too cute defensively sometimes in the pocket, where all he has to do is catch, but he's trying to do, you know, all these beautiful
moves.
You
say by decision or stoppage? What do you think? Does it matter? Or you're saying Crawford wins no matter what? Like, you don't know how it's going to go?
That fight ends in a stoppage because both guys are going to open up with their best stuff, and someone's going to get caught. And when they get caught, both guys got real firepower. Neither guy's fighting scared. Yeah. Neither guy once they get hurt is going to start to fight to survive they're going to keep, you know, open it. They both believe they're the baddest motherfucker in the exchanges.
That's true.
That they're the faster one, that they're the harder puncher, that they're the one that can counterpunch. But like, so that's why it'd be such a great fight. And I say Crawford, you know, he deserves to be the favorite because he's just a little more compact and a little tighter than Boots is right now in between shots.
I can see that. I can see that. I think Boots' size and his explosiveness, I feel like that might actually make Terence Crawford a bit more calculated. I felt like that fight a bit more cagey than people think. I pick Crawford, but I would say he outboxes him. I think he outboxes him.
I don't know, man. I think that fight becomes a war as it heats up.
Maybe it does.
I'm telling you, it'd be like Tony and McCallum. You'd see exchanges like, oh my God, out of this world. Like the sport has seldom seen in a long time.
We need it, man. Hey, y'all drop in the comments. Aside from Boots, because Sean asked a question earlier. Aside from Boots, what other great fight out there is there for Crawford? But let's run through some comments, man. We got my man Sean here. My man Keena says Boots uppercut overhand is dangerous.
What's up, Keena?
And he says that yes, Boots definitely he gets cute sometimes.
Yeah, that he does, and that, you know, so Crawford's a little more fundamentally sound than him, you know, at times. But Boots, his talent, his flair, it jumps off the screen, man. And I would love, it would be a treat as someone who loves boxing to see those two share the ring for 12, you know, in a 12-round fight for the welterweight titles. But I understand. I don't want people to take it like I'm saying Crawford's ducking Ennis or anything like that. It's not like Ennis has put in so much work that he cannot be denied. You know, Crawford has won every fight as a welterweight over 6 years by knockout. He's the undisputed champion. It's just, I'm just giving my opinion here that before some, you know, this is why me and BT. Sometimes we realize things before the masses do. BT told you Inoue was that dude in 2016, 2015.
We'll get into that too.
You know,
Yeah.
I told you guys Devin Haney would be undisputed lightweight champion in 2017, 26. So, you know, I'm just saying Ennis and Crawford, that's as good a fight as you can make. Even though Ennis isn't as accomplished and proven as some of these other guys like in Bivol Beterbiev or Canelo Benavidez. And yeah.
My man Hurricane Hank says Karen made Boots look all types of funny in that ring. It's a tricky fight for him.
The man was a glorified Murad Hakar. and styles do make fights. I think someone like Errol Spence, even though I favor Boots to beat Errol Spence, I think someone like Errol would have took care of Karan Shukajan better than Boots did. Boots got exposed for his lack of being able to cut off the ring in that fight.
Yeah.
You know, but that is a flaw, but I think also Karan Shukajan again was being a glorified Murad Hakar. The man was
what's that term you used? He was conning his way through the fight?
Conning his way through the fake fighting. Conning his way through the fight, though.
Shout out to my man Michael Manning. He says, "Big time living legends in the building." Yes, sir.
Yes,
thank you, Michael. Thank you.
It's the brother of Peyton and Eli.
That's right.
What's up, Lolo?
Lolo says, "Bud is different. Let's Boots grow in significant fights before feeding him to Bud, who is clearly on another level."
We don't got time for that. Bud is about to turn 36. The man said he's not fighting much longer.
Yeah, he look. Bud's ready to just chill.
I'm just saying.
But Bud's ready to chill. I mean, he's done his thing. He's 2-time undisputed. He's been with a three-weight class lineal champion.
Yes.
Let him do his thing. I mean, let him get his 1 or 2 more legacy fights in, and let's call it a day.
What is with this with the it's our society now. Let him do his thing. Let him do his thing. Man, fuck that. I want to see. I want to see.
No, but what I'm saying is when I say let him do his thing, I mean
I get it. Let him he's done. He's a first, but all that.
Like he's got 2 more fights left. I don't want to see Boots, but I don't want to be that guy because I've been that rebellious guy in the past to nitpick like crazy. I don't want to be that guy. I'm trying not to. But